Monsieur le Président Higgins, Mesdames, Messieurs les autorités.
Dear President, dear guest, it's a deep honor for me to be here with you today.
Aujourd'hui. Je vais dans un instant passer la parole à
I'm going to call on Lena Luarn very shortly to give the President of Ireland an award to show the relationship that exists between France and Brittany and Ireland, and thank you very much for all of this.
Et je tenais à vous en remercier, Monsieur le Président.
Agwini cwr yn gydal sias ffyrcyn ffôl siwr o ddilig Áras yn Uachtaráin na Éireann yn ydyg trwc o Uachtaráin agus fôl siw spéisialt rwyf ni un at atak at y dwi'n o'n Breton. Taw siw tofachtach an gwyl sy'n at anid yn y region eswla agus da forsan fferm fod I Celtic rwyf Uachtaráin na region agus rwyf anid an cwrdd y cultwr yn y dyfrad yn y osar yn gwyl sif liv. May I just say how welcome you all are, and particularly I've had an opportunity, I've had a discussion with the President of the Regional Council of the Breton Region. And you are most welcome, as I have already said, and as that you really combine two different interests. One is my own interest in language and the importance of languages, and the other is in what I regard as the neglected implementation of regionalism in Europe, which I have always felt with a bit more sense than the county system in Ireland. May I say I feel quite humble about accepting this honour that is being conferred on me, but I take it and very much as an expression of our shared interest in the importance of regions being able to express themselves in a language that was the language of their ancestors. Brittany and Ireland share a rich cultural past, but I think there's no doubt whatever is that since the new arrangements with the European Union between our neighbour, our connection with Brittany has deepened, and it is very, very welcome, and it has become all the more important. That historic relationship may have had a spiritual basis, particularly during the period of the monastic tradition, and therefore many of the Irish pilgrim monks have left names on villages and names on churches: Columbanus, Brendan, Runan, Fingal and others. And I'm very pleased in a way that the more one researches this, is that they were interested in literature and interested in language, and they didn't see themselves in competition with the contribution that was coming from Islam from another direction. It was very important. I think snakit Lino Hinishin Krahagos Nartic Artinik Kangel Dovrishta, three intellect Maragort Magus, three really courses spread oilte, Tradala Lenas Litriot. Augustar Noe at Lach Saituri Franca, Vider Hanishit Geir na Herin, Agus Kaurishit Lin, Sirishin went with that Renata Rirok, the Shaktuk no cohort. Agus ta shinto with Kamali Shin in Asian, or we have cursi Pulichula, cursi Fialsun at Alcohol. Gomenik knew of it in a Caragrinia, ain't an Arab kind of overrod Noah. Fisher the no sack or referring again of them, the French ideas, so shin Tovak. And over the centuries, our people have forged these strong and unbreakable links as I have said, through this intellectual and spiritual changes, and also trade and art and literature. I very much remember when Spina and I, Jean-Yves Le Drian is a very close friend, and I remember when he was mayor of Lorient, I was mayor at the same time of mayor of the city of Galway, and we began a relationship that included, yes, indeed, the festival Celtic, and both Spina and I have been delighted to see how it has now come indoors, but even expanded in scale, and this is very much. We had as well, I must say, warmest. The music has been so fantastic, the people who've worked on that, and I can recall how important people like Alan Steveres and Pez Bean and the warm, close relationships that we have been able to have. I think as well, I was very moved, I remember, when Ireland was the chosen country, and at the festival itself a special tribute was made to Seamus Heaney. And I think that while now and again people mention the increased trade that will be there in between that, I think all of these connections of the spirit and of the mind are even more important. I think as well, in relation to the languages ourselves, we share a problem, and that is that I know the figures for the Breton language. From the 1950s, about 1 million, you go down to about 200,000 at the beginning of the century. In the Irish case, we are in a position where knowledge of the language is there, has increased, and so on. But it is in fact an obaratá ag teastáil chun úsáid agus sin feib atá ag an bertachain. We both have a problem in relation to getting the language. I think I have just identified one of the sources of it, and that is in the case of people in Brittany learning English before learning Breton, and in the same way as people who are responsible for representing Ireland in commerce and elsewhere and that, finding the language of commerce the first language. And why would you be going through something that is part of your heritage? So if you like, commerce has tended to be an obstacle in both our cases. And it has too also, something we both share, is that it has been an obstacle in public administration. Renach tagart gominnig dan aber an buinte bhí agam éim le buna mar an choras telefíse in Oilgin. I go tá sé tábhacht a cumad a gwifne go raibh an radioúna gairteachta an agus bhí the way in which people spoke to each other. There was an Irish language radio station. It carried about images of news of deaths and births and news of trips that people were making, strangers who were visiting. And when evening came, there was nothing in Irish for young children. And indeed, the establishment of the television station, in many cases, enabled a relationship between Tishmore, between parents and children, at every Tóbhachtach, and it was very, very, very helpful. I also think that Clárachar knows Rusnarún, the Carashit, Letinia, Umpodum, say Maratosha knew. I think it was a modernizing influence, even that. But I have to say, in Brittany and Ireland, and Brittany, and particularly, I was explaining to the president how I represented for 25 years the largest number of people who speak Irish every day. It's a vision. It's about, I think it's about 39% now, Wingate. But I think as well that what I so welcome is that there are increased connections now. It is easier for our people to get to visit each other. The interest in the music and the festivals has increased as well. But I think, and often I think, people that I met and who are no longer with us, like my friend poet de Waldre, above all else there is the sea, on Farga. And I think we both over people have an interest in the sea. And when you look at, in fact, how we are bound together, all these peripheries along the coast of Europe, and what we have in common. We have in common the reality of the sea, and also an siúlcar a bhíonn fantar féir agus nehan nádor an litriacht agus an féliacht agus Kamala sin a beag a gachnaid an cuasaí cultúrge. And it is that the sea has influenced music and literature, and it has influenced so many different things. We are from the Celtic family of languages. It is that we may be, at this stage, in fact, actually, cousins who have been neglecting each other rather than brothers and sisters. I think, therefore, for that reason, the special relationship we have with Britain is so important. I think that I was very conscious just when I was Minister for Culture 30 years ago, when after a conversation between my predecessor Mary Robinson and President Mitterrand, it was decided to have l'Imaginaire Irlandaise, that there would be a celebration of Ireland and culture, and thus it came to be in 1996. And it was then I encountered the subtle distinctions between the powers of the Mayor of Paris, who controls cultural institutions in the city of Paris, but the place where we made most gain was in the regions. And it was a great advantage to us to have the connection with Lorient, to have the support of people like Jean-Yves. And Jean-Yves Le Drian and I discussed many things, including he had been appointed by President Macron to go to Lebanon, which is in such dreadful circumstances at the present time. I think that year, 1996, when the festival was on, it did help the different other regional festivals. I think in many ways there are other subtle sides to this about the Celtic disposition, and Queen Rinnan winter desna tíre Celtic canton will she take Arachton Leishan Seal. And I think that is very important. It isn't only what is revolutionary, what was all necessary change. One could make a bold statement and said that it comes from the periphery rather than the centre. So in so many aspects, the Talmud Buyachten and made a taka Region. In my view, I have to say my fuckle skirt just to finish. In relation to the using languages and moving back from the present and given the age that I am now, I deeply regret myself not being able, with facility, to access Middle Irish, the ancient tales made, for example, the powerful myths which we share with all of the different countries and so forth. And there's a great bonus to people now with Irish. It isn't only that we use Irish so as to hide what we're saying from trade competitors, but it is really the language in itself. All of our languages, Breton in that peninsula, our Irish language where it is in this struck out where it is in many, many cases. This attempt, UNESCO describes languages in different categories as languages under threat. Every time a language is lost, be it in Africa, Asia, or Europe or elsewhere. A whole story of lifetimes and generations is lost. So I look forward very much to cooperation at all levels, not just in all of the areas which are usually forefronted now in terms of trade and which will become some more important after Brexit, but how much we can do together to in effect encourage the long memory in which the language our ancestors spoke is such an important part. It is that connects us to life past, but more importantly, and it is so, I think, of the wonderful work of contemporary writers like Collier and people like that, it also invites us to a great, better shared cultural future. May I express again my honour at this Gradam Sean, which you are conferring on me today. My thanks to you.
Okay, just a few words about the Éamon Ó Cíosán, by the way, is my name. I am also a member of the Order of the Hermine. Just a few words to explain the history of the order, which some of you probably know already. It is a continuation of an order set up by Jean IV, Duke of Brittany, around 1381, and it was given to people who had given signal or distinguished service to the Duchy of Brittany at the time. It was revived in the 20th century, and since 1975, 1975, 4 people every year are awarded the Order of the Hermine for their contribution to a wide range of aspects of Breton life, be it in culture, music, the arts, sports, business, and so on. So it's a wide-ranging award, and it's quite prestigious. Among those who have received it, as I often mention, is Alan Stivell, who did an awful lot to strengthen the links between Irish music and Brittany particularly. So I'll hand over now to the Chancellor of the Order of the Hermine, who's going to present the President with his ceremonial chain.
Me lena luan cancelleris urs an Herminic, e cun an Duc Jan Pevar, cruer urs an Herminic, e nano compagnonet accompagnoneset urs an Herminic, e meus ar blijardu, hag an enor raz, da ginnig deoc'h, evit a labour dibar o peus gret, evit breiz hag iwerzon, Collier en Herminic, raviotament trugarikaet agenor.
I'll translate. I, Lena Luan, Chancellor of the Order of the Chain of Honour of the Hermine, in memory of Duke John IV of Brittany, founder of the Order, on behalf of the companions of the Order of the Hermine, have the honour and the great pleasure of conferring you, President, with the Chain of Honour of the Hermine, in recognition of the unique contribution you have made to establishing strong links between Ireland and Brittany. We hereby honour you and thank you.